Good morning, beauties. How are you doing? It's Sunday morning when you'll be receiving this, or some point on the Sunday likely. So I wanted to wish you a lovely Sunday. Good morning. How are we doing? You know, I'm so open for you to communicate with me. So if you want to, at any point you read and listen to my newsletters, you want to connect and ask me anything or say hi, please do. It's nice to have the two-way relationship. What I'm coming to do with you this morning is a little exercise on transforming shame. And the reason I felt drawn and inspired to do this morning is because there's a subject that I can feel for myself where I'm holding on to shame. And let me remind you that as human beings, our power and our energy and our flow, our movement comes from exactly that, from things being in motion. So when in our body, in our being, in our system, in our mind, we have shame, either with the sentences we tell ourselves or even just as the emotion held inside, it stops us, it blocks us, it holds us back. And it's very subconscious. It's not that always we're wanting to hold ourselves back, right? You'll know this, I know this. So consider it for a moment. There's something in your future that you want. There's something that you want over here or over here. There's something ahead that you're desiring, that you're wanting, right? That's the nature of our humanity, of being human, is we want things. We're expanding, we're growing, we want to experience life. And we all have our own wishes and desires and wants that come from the uniqueness of our being, our soul, our heart, right? With no judgment. And it's really good to get on it and clear, not to judge yourself of the things you want. That's a really good place to start. So shame, let's do a little practice together with the intention to recover, reclaim some energy to go forwards towards our dreams, our wishes, our goals. Okay, so grab a piece of paper. I'll give you a moment. Grab yourself a piece of paper and a pen. And what I'd love you to do is write down on a piece of paper, think of something that you're wanting, you're building, you're moving towards, where you feel maybe the shame around it. Or think of a subject, maybe a situation that you're in right now that you've got shame around. So it could be your body, your health, your relationship, your being single, not in a relationship. Where is there shame? Let's get curious this morning together. Yeah, think of a current situation. Let's do it that way, actually. So think of a current situation where you can feel there's shame. Maybe lack of money in your bank account. Shame around a habit, a pattern that's destructive, but you don't manage to shake it off. Shame around a relationship where you've said someone that's hurt somebody. Shame around the way that you are as a mother or a father. Get curious. So let's write it down together, whatever your current situation. Or it can be something you want in the future and you can feel that you're ashamed that you don't have it or it's not that way yet. Okay? And you know what? Often there'll be a link. So you might find as you're writing that I'm sensing into that there's something around, something in my current situation that I feel ashamed about. And it's actually linked directly into the thing that I want differently. Is that clear? Yeah? Okay. And then what I'd love you to do is close your eyes with me and think of this situation where there's shame. And often with shame, what we do is make ourselves feel small. retracted, contracted, we retract. It's a bit like when we're feeling shame, it's a bit like a feeling of hiding. We don't want people to know, it feels bad, not good, shameful. So notice what you're doing in your body with this subject and with the shame. What I can feel is immediately my breath is shallow, my shoulders go in, I make myself smaller. Yeah, feel, because with shame, it's often we don't feel enough, good enough, rich enough, beautiful enough, attractive enough, intelligent enough. And it's okay if a few things come up as memories where there's shame. It can be common or it could happen. So you might notice as you're going into this feeling of familiar pattern of shame. So something for me has just popped up from university, although that wasn't the subject that I was focused on. And it's okay. So we're just touching the history around shame. Stay with me. And do it deliberately, this feeling of shame. And as a reminder in the way that I work and the power that's taken me on my transformation of my journey is it's not just in our mind, it's in our body. We hold everything in our body. So feel, what are you doing in your body? How is shame? What does shame look like for you in your body? I can feel my breathing is small. I'm making myself smaller, not to be seen, not to show. So when we're ashamed about something, it's often that feeling of not wanting to be exposed, not wanting to feel also the pain that we've caused to ourselves or somebody else. Yeah, so just stay with me for a moment longer. If there's a few memories, subjects that come up, it's okay. We can work with a few things at the same time. But for the moment, stay focused with what was it you were feeling shamed about in your life now and maybe where you're moving forwards to. Okay, and now everybody together, I'd love you just to keep your eyes closed and start to breathe. And for a moment, agree not to be small. And you don't need to do anything with the shame. In fact, breathe and give space for the shame. Give space in a way that your breath can move it. Transform it. Let it flow. And often with shame, it's the realization, the reality that as human beings, we make mistakes. And often as growing up as children, we learn to feel ashamed of mistakes we make, which isn't healthy. I don't want you to feel ashamed of mistakes you've made. Instead, agree to maybe the sadness, agree to the pain, because that can really open our heart, keep our heart open. And let me just add that for some of us, if it's shame of doing a wrongdoing or hurting someone, then shame is valid. It's a valid emotion that helps us not repeat the same thing, not hurt ourselves again, not hurt somebody else. But it's still a mistake, right? So breathe, be with whatever is touching you, fitting you. And then come to stand with me. And just open your eyes for a moment. Okay, so come to stand. And a couple of deep breaths now into this area where you can expand. Breathe particularly into the left side of your ribs. Excellent. And then bring a bit of movement. So we'll go from side to side, side to side. Excellent. And then continue side to side. Excellent. It's just my white t-shirt underneath. And then you're going to take a breath in. Inhale. So keep your heart open, keep your wishes alive. Follow me. Fists. From here, belly. Just bring a little bit of movement now with your breath. Okay, and then finally put your hands above your head. You're going to breathe in and out. Just drop down, inhale. And exhale, continue. Inhale, you push up. You're inhaling, pushing. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Should feel really good for your inner arms, outer arms and your shoulders. One more. Excellent. And then join me in sitting again. Close your eyes. Couple of deep breaths into your chest. Notice the difference. Notice the change. And then think of that current situation can also be parallel to the future situation you're wanting to build, grow into. And refuse any shame and just pay attention to what's there instead. Excitement, maybe fear, maybe old pain, but the pain will keep your heart growing, opening. And softening, perhaps with forgiving yourself of any wrongdoings or mistakes that you've made. And place your hand gently on your chest, softening your chest. Recovering trust in yourself that you won't repeat the same mistake, as a way to build confidence, to take actions and steps to go towards your dreams. So much love. Let me know how it helps. Bye.